today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's the Cowboys going up against the Texans. With that, let's get on out to Houston. We're standing by as our commentary team, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, they broke ground on this place in the year 2000, opened it in August of 2002, and it's been the home of this franchise ever since. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Coming up, we've got what should... Proved to be a good one between the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans. They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. And incomplete to open things up. Jalen Strong, the intended receiver. And it's second down. Offensive starters here. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, a talented wide receiver.
And he's still looking for that ultimate recognition. He wants to be mentioned with the best receivers in the game. His numbers suggest that we should do so.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Second and 10 now. Osweiler. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins.
Brandon, if I told you in preseason that DeAndre Hopkins would have less than 1,000 receiving yards, would you look at me funny?
I would have. He's coming off a 1,500-yard season, and he's gotten better each and every year through the first three.
And they have weapons around him now. Will Fuller can stretch the field. Braxton Miller, when they get him back healthy, he can fly as well. They got Lamar Miller as a running back in free agency. They've got people who can stretch things open and get the ball to DeAndre Hopkins in open field, but he had a connection that wasn't very good with his quarterbacks this season.
And by the way, Charles, touchdown production dropped big time too. 11 last season, 4 this year. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. And now the defense for Dallas.
When at his best, Orlando Scandrick is one of the top nickel cornerbacks in the NFL.
Five yards left for the offense. It's second down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Let's go. Check. Patrick.
On the dive, here's the fullback Prosh. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
Whooping his fucking ass. Now you gonna try this whack ass run play up the gut. Watch me shut that shit right down.
And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play.
Shut that dumb shit right down.
Where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it, and on that play he did. So you've got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
Here we go now.
In motion left goes a tight end. No run for it here. This is Prosh, the fullback. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
On 3rd and 1, it seems natural to just turn and hand it to the biggest guy you have in the backfield. But usually, he's not the primary runner. So for the defense, they're often keying on the running back because he's the guy who gets the ball more often, and the fullback is the blocker. When he ends up carrying the football, that's a heck of a tendency breaker, and now you're just trying to jump on his back and hold on.
1st and 10. It's Osweiler. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
On 2nd down, Osweiler. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Throwing now, Osweiler on 1st down. And a catch made by Hopkins. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
From the red zone now, here's Osweiler on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller. That'll bring up 2nd down.
All right, we got to stop this dumb shit he's trying right here.
Second down following the incompletion. Throwing again, Osweiler. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted.
Can't stop the dumb shit. Yay. Go see Mom. Get the other joystick.
As he's brought down at the 5. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get
Shane, give me that controller. Give me the joystick.
And big time
give it to me.
On that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into
somebody
position.
Take that joystick for him, please.
This is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. They come up in an offset eye. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Following the interception, here's Prescott. And his first pass is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott. And now it's 2nd down. Okay, starting lineup time offensively, Charles, for the Dallas Cowboys.
And how about them at number 4 in the 2016 draft? Big needs on the defensive line. And they go with the running back.
They go star power.
They went star power, but Ezekiel Elliott, in a lot of ways, was exactly the right decision. When they had winning success in 2014, they did it running the football. Elliott can do that for them again.
Back near his goal line, it's Prescott. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Jason Witten, the intended target. And on your screen, the defensive starters for the Houston Texans. One thing's for sure. Throughout the season, but really in the playoffs, Clowney and Merciless, boy, did they come on. You get J.J. Watt back next year, a good defense becomes even better.
You're exactly right about that. This was a defense that did not get the credit it deserved all year long. Finished the season number 1 in total defense in the NFL. And as you mentioned,
shut the door. Oh, my God.
When they get him back,
can y'all use your heads, please?
Again, look out. The Houston Texans will be stout again on the defensive side of the ball.
So the D-line's going to spread out. There's a direct snap to Elliott. And that formation won't yield much here as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Partner, I know you call the play-by-play, but you know your ball. If I throw these numbers at you, all right, 6 yards shy of 2,000 of total yards from scrimmage for a rookie running back. What do you think?
Sounds like me in high school.
Sounds like you doing it,
no,
right?
It's really fascinating at what he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. Well, they told us repeatedly early.
What the fuck? Oh man, I just fucked that one up big time. My bad. That was supposed to be busy on that route.
The week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
After the interception, here's Osweiler. Caught left side, Hopkins. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. From the 2-yard line now, it's first. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Jay Prosh taking it in from a yard out. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Well, they weren't messing around. 1st and goal, they don't do anything fancy. They just go to the fullback right away.
I like how you phrase that because oftentimes they come back to the fullback when it's late in the down.
And oh, it's blocked. Another extra point opportunity here. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. Now it's Lucky Whitehead on the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Prescott now on 2nd down. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And he's brought down after a good gain. He got 29 yards that time.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. One man in the backfield, Elliott. Prescott now. Throw right side, complete to Williams. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And the offense needs 7 out of this play on third down. They'll come out in the pistol. On third down, it's Prescott. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
The man with over 1,000 catches, Jason Witten, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They'll try to sweep with Elliott. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
The Cowboys will turn it over now to Dan Bailey for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, their offense has struggled for sure, but they get the field goal here and at least get on the board before half.
And that's not something we should underestimate, because just getting points on the board can sometimes have a settling effect on a team. Helps them start their comeback.
And now out comes Houston. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. A little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. LA a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have 2 with the move from San Diego to LA. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles.
Less
to become
culture
the Rams.
shock.
Less culture shock, less, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a transition that still is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium, essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity in the market they haven't been in a long time. They began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played 1 season as such.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And on third down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now a play fake here on first down. Strong grabs it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. They go play action here on first down. Can't find anyone, and down he goes. Osweiler sacked. David Irving in there to bury him for a loss of 11. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They snap it at one. Now it's Osweiler. His throw incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. Third down here. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
Here we go.
Third and long, it's Osweiler. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. A first down carry by Elliott, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And now they're in the hurry-up. Here's Prescott. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old-school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college. With all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't now.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. One man in the backfield, Elliott. Prescott to throw this time. And Beasley with it over the middle. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. And he puts it through.
I can't believe y'all act like this ball good. And he literally only plays one defense the whole game.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out as the Texans
One
offense
defense.
as they get set to take over here. And with time
And he don't even play it right.
here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Now it's Osweiler on the move to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
All right, here we go.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends.
No. Check. Patriot.
On third down, Osweiler. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Watch it now, Barney. No. Check. Patriot. Watch it now, Barney.
Final play of the half. It's Osweiler. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth
blanket on
for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one with something else.
Play clock winding down. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And he is going to be wrapped up and slung to the turf. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him for a loss of 5. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. 3rd and long for Prescott. And that's caught by Beasley. A good pickup there of 20 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot and they connected there and picked up a first down.
They come up in an offset eye. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Seven yards remain now on third down. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. On third down, it's Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was looking for Terrence Williams that time. And it brings up fourth down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Taken in at the 11. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Do you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
Tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn them a fresh set of downs.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
First and 10, it's Osweiler. It's complete to Fuller. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. From midfield now, here's Osweiler. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. So the D-line's going to spread out. first down. Osweiler gets it to Strong. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And now following that play, we've got a man down defensively, one of the members of the secondary. And we'll just hope he's all right to continue. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Osweiler on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Let's go. Blue landed.
Osweiler will throw again. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Barry Church. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready
This
to go
bum
again.
really tried to just think he's going to keep hitting me with the same play. Like I don't know how to drop underneath that shit. That's crazy, man. Hey, that's crazy. And this is who y'all like. Yo, go see what Shane doing, please. Hurry up. Where is he?
Right now, but they have to do it without letting panic creep in and
Who's in there?
their play.
Very tough spot here for the offense to start. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And they're going to speed things up here. On 2nd down, Elliott. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I'm going to take this one to the 3rd quarter. I don't like this play. I don't know no time.
Back now in Houston. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And looking at Houston defensively, they've got a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That's pulled in at the 32. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Shipped together here from the D-line. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2nd down following the run. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. second down. Here's Osweiler. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And the offense moving quickly to the line. In motion left goes a tight end. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. On second down, Osweiler. He's got Fuller. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. Here's Osweiler to throw. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. Another carry now for the fullback, Jay Cronch. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And the defense lines up looking for one final stop.
And they will be playing for the pass in this situation, not expecting any type of a run.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
Not a lot of headway on that carry, but when you're dealing with a defensive line that can cover up your center, sometimes you got to think about getting out of that play. Not going to be a lot of space when that happens.
They come out here in the eye. Osweiler with a sneak. He only needed a few inches. He didn't even get that. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. And out now come the Cowboys. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game. Although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking
Fuck out of it. Game over, man. Get your
now.
bum ass out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Use them timeouts. A game over. Use them timeouts. Game over.
Get to the second level almost.
Yeah.
If you give him any time,
Yeah.
always talk about slide.
Yeah.
Usually known as quick.
Yeah.
Gonna
Gonna try that weak ass quarterback sneak. Yeah. Yeah. That's what you do. You get him out of here with that weak ass quarterback sneak. Yeah.
Keep on the ground with Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Throwing here, Prescott. Eluding the pressure right.
Yeah! Get him out of here! That ball back cover. I'm going over the line.
We'll be back.
Chad's out of here, Lil. You can't fucking beat me. You might beat Apple. Ooh. You might beat Bird. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do now, don't you? Huh? We ain't going to give you no chance. Only chance you got is to sit here and watch. High five, son. That's how your dad whoop ass.
You girl, you fucking bum.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got any more time out?
Yeah, they ain't got no fucking time. I just gotta sit here and watch me nail it. Yeah. Quit in front of the whole world. The whole world watching you. The whole world watching you. The whole world watching you. Quit in front of the whole world. Yeah. Say yeah, Shane.
Yeah.
Say yeah, Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make you quit in front of the whole world. Fucking bum. Yeah. Whole world just watched him quit. The whole world just watched him quit. The whole world just watched him quit. It's all on camera. Yeah. Yeah.